Information and entertainment. Keep listening to Voice of Liberia
The hits just keep on coming.
on
104.1 FM.
Voice of Liberia.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
This is Voice of Liberia.
104.1 FM.
Liberia, listen to the voice of Liberia. It is time to talk. Bringing sense to the issue for better discussion. Seku Sherry coming to talk.
Seku Sherry say,
Liberia, listen to the voice of Liberia. It is time to talk. Bringing sense to the issue for better discussion. Seku Sherry coming to talk. Liberia, listen to the voice of Liberia. It is time to talk. Bringing sense to the issue for better discussion. Seku Sherry coming to talk.
Seku Sherry say,
Liberia, listen to the voice of Liberia. It is time to talk. Bringing sense to the issue for better discussion. Seku Sherry coming to talk. Liberia, listen to the voice of Liberia. It is time to talk. Bringing sense to the issue for better discussion. Seku Sherry coming to talk.
Seku Sherry say,
Liberia, listen to the voice of Liberia. It is time to talk. Bringing sense to the issue for better discussion. Seku Sherry coming to talk. Liberia, listen to the voice of Liberia. It is time to talk. Bringing sense to the issue for better discussion. Seku Sherry coming to talk.
Seku Sherry say,
Liberia, listen to the voice of Liberia. It is time to talk. Bringing sense to the issue for better discussion. Seku Sherry coming to talk. Liberia, Seku Sherry coming to talk. Into demon.
Good evening, folks, and welcome to the show Issues of Today here on Voice of Liberia. I want to say thank you to Allah for making us to return this evening to do what we do best. And it feels good to be back here. Good evening, my brother Emmanuel.
Good evening to you, Seku, and all of our people listening this lovely day. We're glad to be back by the grace of the Almighty God for giving us, the privilege to be alive. Too many people have passed, and still He is giving us a second chance to be alive. So we are happy to be alive and have the time as well to speak to and with our people, always listening, making time for us in Radio Land. We want to say thank you so much. We are always glad to be here serving you up to 9 o'clock as usual.
8 to 9.
Yes, 6 to 9, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Well, we are here today, like we said, we will talk about some of the national issues. I think you saw, what is his first name or his last name? What, McLean? He visited the Capitol building to take down the billboard containing the photographs of President George Weah, the Vice President, Joel Howard Taylor, the Speaker of the 54th Legislature, Dr. Buffer Chambers, and the Senate Pro Tempore, Albert Tubechie. So he also took down the banner that was designed by or printed by Monserrato County District Number 10 Representative Yeke Koluba, and that banner had the footage, or the photo rather, of former Vice President Joseph Yuma Boakai of the Unity Party. So whilst in that process, he encountered security personnel assigned at the legislature, and he was manhandled. We are told that he was beaten, he was disgraced and dragged. Maybe, I don't know whether he was taken to a prison. I cannot confirm that. We can chip in on that tomorrow. We're hoping that our morning show will have the time. This was the same guy who attempted painting the entire facility of the National Elections Commission on 9th Street, or between 9 and 10 streets in Sinker, simply because of the filthy condition of our National Elections Commission. And so he initiated that process. Weeks after, the NEC started to paint the place. Now you see there is an ongoing work there. So at 6:30, we will cross over to our correspondents to tell us what's happening in their respective countries outside of Liberia. It is important to get information from people, our brothers and sisters living in different parts of the world, particularly Africa, to know what's happening there. At 7 o'clock, we will continue the discussion we initiated on yesterday. On today, I'm sure we can give you more and more information. Sekou sits ready and prepared for this. All of the documentations are here, and I know we have new audio as well that we can play for our people. And later on, we will open the phone lines. We will tell you as well some of the efforts we've exerted so far in an attempt to seek redress, in an attempt to get the judiciary through those institutions responsible to investigate, threats and other stuffs. So it runs up to 9 this evening. Remember, today is the 9th of February 2023, and we just hosted a news conference relative to that, following our appearance, or the appearance of Sekou Sharif, CEO of Voice of Liberia, on one of our local radio stations, one of our sister stations, Prime Communications Incorporated, was hosted this morning, raising more awareness because this has to do with his life. So we're not taking this lightly. So that's the lineup. For all of us listening, we are glad to be here on this lovely day. Thursday, MICAT held her regular news conference, regular Thursday news conference. But maybe let's go to Capitol Hill now. Maybe some of you watched the video, the maltreatment of McIntosh, So he was dragged, I know. His thing, Sekou, was about pre-campaigning activities, and he just did not take down one poster. He took 2 down, not only the one of the president, but also of Yeke Koluba. And so he met some stiff resistance from the security guys that were there. Okay? So, too many things happening. My microphone is so high. Yeah, it's very high. Let me see if I can reduce.
Is it okay now? You could do it from right here.
Much much better now. Okay, at least it's okay. So a couple of things happening across Liberia. Too many political things. Somewhere still, some are still discussing the issue that has to do with Senator Prince Johnson. Some are also talking about, the MOU signed amongst the three political parties, the CDC, that is the Congress for Democratic Change, the Liberia People Democratic Party, the LPDP of Alex Tyler, and of course, former ruling party of Liberia, the NPP, National Patriotic Party. It is our understanding that the deal has been signed and sealed. So the coalition is a full-fledged coalition. They are moving now as one entity. Whether there is, an internal problem at the movement, I'm very sure they are trying to solve those internal problems at the level of the coalition for democratic change. On today, the Youth League as well of the CDC hosted a news conference, and they were talking about electoral violence. The NEC has spoken against pre-campaign activities across Liberia, and they've told the public they are going to take strong measures against would-be violators of the law. So today, the CDC Youth League held a news conference and complained. I'm told that they complained officially those who did that by burning or setting ablaze their party's paraphernalia. After hosting their rally, their nomination rally at the Antoinette Totman Stadium, they observed 2 days later, or a day later, they observed on social media a few guys burning their t-shirts, their caps, or the berets. Those were burned, and you could see the guys did not hide their faces. They said they were disenchanted, they are dissatisfied in the manner and form in which the governance of the state is going. So they decided to burn those materials in protest to show how dissatisfied they are. But the CDC Youth League is saying they will remain as peaceful as possible until Liberia can climatize the 2023 national elections. Now, with such thing, which is in my mind a provocation, unprovoked attack on the CDC, it is only prudent for the National Elections Commission, because the NEC is now clogged with the authority. Mind you, Liberia looks forward. One of the biggest institutions that is clogged with the responsibility at the moment to save the democracy, to save the democratic space that we all enjoy in Liberia, is the National Elections Commission up to December this year. That is far beyond the conduct of the 2023 elections. So the National Elections Commission, you have to put your foot down hard, irrespective of who is doing what, irrespective of what political institution or individuals that will be perpetrating some of those evil things or wickedness or crimes against the electoral laws. Because if you sit and don't take a position and don't take a stand whatsoever against a person who initiates a violence or a violent act, it means you are giving room to other political actors to do sin. So in this process, it is only advisable, very expedient, for you to take proactive actions. People should not call on you before you take action. Whether it is the opposition community, whether it comes from people who are not part of any political arrangement, or it comes from the ruling party. The law is the law. Let's follow the laws. Let's follow the laws. Because if John Brown does this today, and you don't speak against it, because you feel that John Brown is highly connected whatsoever, you are creating room for confusion, which is not what people want to see. Liberians, we know what we've passed through. We know what we've endured in this country. So we don't have to tell each other. I think people that don't know anything about Liberia's history could be strangers and some of the kids that are born today. So NEC, please be very, very proactive. If it happens today, if it is possible, you can take action on today. That's why you have the Board of Commissioners, the decision makers. And at the level of the Board of Commissioners, you have level-headed people. You have lawyers there. People who know the laws. The electoral laws are just right at their fingertips. The Constitution, they do know the Constitution very well. So it should take absolutely no time for you to come out with punitive measures for people who will be violating electoral laws and people who will be causing confusion. Because if these things don't happen, our democracy at the moment lies squarely, the protection of our democracy at the moment lies squarely within the purview of the National Elections Commission. Please, you have to act. Sekou.
Yeah, certainly, like you said, I've listened to you. I'm just reeling over. I think it's very important. We all need to maintain the peace of our country, no matter what the issues are. Like I always said, we can disagree to agree. You know, let us have a conversation. You know, if you think that John Brown should not be where they are, you can go and canvass at the appropriate time, convince the people, you know, to vote for you. And if they see the need, they're going to do that. But by doing things that are not right, we all need to condemn and also call on the National Elections Commission. But mind you, the National Elections Commission doesn't have the power to, you know, implement the laws. It is the police. So I think they need to work together and put things in order. But I think it's important that we all maintain the peace of our country. And folks, on yesterday or day before yesterday, we started a discussion where we talked about a threat on my life. So to give you update, today we were able to send communications out. We wrote the Human Rights Commission, the Independent Human Rights Commission. We wrote the police, particularly the Inspector General of Police, even though the very same person that threatened me said the police boss is his friend. But I trust the ability of Patrick Suru, somebody that I've always trusted. He's a very professional person. I trust him. I cannot underestimate his ability. He stands for something. And we went ahead. We sent a communication to the U.S. Embassy. We wrote the Embassy of Lebanon. We wrote the European Union. We wrote the Guinean Embassy in Monrovia, Ghana Embassy, Nigeria Embassy, India Embassy, Sierra Leone Embassy. So we will just read you the content of the letter. Do you have one of the letters? Let me read it for our listeners. Here's the letter.
You want to do that quickly because
Yeah, so
we have to go to
the
our international correspondence.
So let me just read you the content of the letter. And so, blah, 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 the addresses will come to say reference, letter of complaint. There, XYZ, it depends on where the letter is going. I have the honor to present my sincere compliments and herewith use this medium to officially bring to your attention threats against my life by one foreign national identified as Ali Kobasi, owner of the building material store on Capitol Bypass in Monrovia, as an investigative journalist and CEO of the above-mentioned institution. We launched an investigation into allegations of defrauding the Liberian government in taxes on the part of Mr. Jitendra Bambandi, owner of the Goodluck Hardware Center. As a journalist, we reached out to him for clarity regarding the allegations and to verify documents in our possession reportedly linking him to the alleged act. However, after we contacted him about the allegations, we were totally surprised on the morning of February 7, 2023, when I received a strange call and the caller identified himself as one Ali, owner of the BMC store on the Capitol Bypass, who threatened to take my life if I did not abandon my ongoing investigation involving Goodluck Hardware Center. Please see below transcript of the phone conversation. And we included that, just what that transpired, the conversation. Interestingly, Honorable blah, 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 Ali reminded me during the conversation to recall the conversation as he went on to justify his threats against me and being fully aware of the number of questionable deaths that has occurred in Liberia over the last few years. I'm constrained to bring this to your attention for redress regarding my safety. I honestly don't know what might happen in the next few days, especially so since I started discussion this issue about the threat on the radio. I have in addition received several restrictive calls threatening me. In view of the above, I request your timely intervention in these grave matters as soon as possible before it's too late for me. Please note that the audio of this telephone conversation in which Ali reminded me to record can be made available at any time you so desire. Thanks. Sincerely yours, Sekou Sharif, CEO, Force of Liberia. We send this communication across. And we want to say we're not going to rest this thing. Let me see the time from today or maybe tomorrow we'll be acknowledging some of our guys watching us. Okay, it is time to go to the international desk. When we return, we will encourage and let you know now we are about to start the discussion relating to Johnny Babani. It is a long activities, but we're going to start from one point today and let you know what he has done. Tomorrow we'll come and let you know. We will take even months. We'll continue to talk about it. So we can go to the international correspondence. When we return, we'll go into it.
Okay, so that's it. We are now making efforts to go across Liberia, that is outside of Liberia, to speak with our correspondents this evening on the program Issues of Today on Voice of Liberia. Well, the Constitutional Court has outlined, that is Lesotho, the Constitutional Court in Lesotho has outlawed part of the 2021 COVID-19 regulations, which force people to get vaccinated against the disease, saying the law was discriminatory in allowing certain people, a group of people, not to get vaccinated, whilst forcing others to get the jab. Well, now on the line is our correspondent, Poloko Mokhili. Good evening. Thanks for joining us.
I'm very cool. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay, good to have you on the line. Give us a brief background of this case.
Too bad.
He's reconnecting. Still on the line. Can you,
You need
hear
to
us?
say that. Okay, so
Let's reconnect. Let's reconnect with him. Good evening.
Poloko, go ahead.
Yeah, okay, I can hear you now.
Poloko, go ahead.
Okay, I was saying, what I can explain is that in 2022, early 2022, three civil society organizations petitioned the Constitutional Court to revoke the laws that were made to protect people against COVID-19. The laws outline that every Muslim or every person in Lesotho should vaccinate against COVID-19. So the three civil society, which some of them were pro-Christian, were against that constitution, saying that that's against the Bible to force anyone to vaccinate. So they have won that landmark case today.
Poloko, can you just change your location?
Yeah,
at
we
least?
barely hear what you're saying.
Yes, we barely understand you.
How am I now?
Okay, much better, much better. So you could just repeat yourself, giving us the background of this case in Lesotho.
What I can explain is that in early 2022, which was last year, three civil society organizations petitioned the Constitutional Court because they were against the COVID-19 regulations, which were saying every person should be vaccinated against COVID-19. Two of these organizations are from the churches, Catholic Church and the Lexa Church. So they were saying that this is against the Bible to force anyone to get vaccinated. So, but however, this year the Constitutional Court released its judgment and announced that this was against the beliefs of people to force anyone who does not want to get vaccinated to get vaccinated.
What exactly does this judgment mean for Lesotho and its people?
What this case is that a lot of people have been calling it a landmark case because I think it has.
Oh, so bad.
What we have heard. So a lot of people have been calling it a landmark because now people can be able to go to work freely without being subjected to proof that they have vaccinated against COVID-19. So a lot of people have welcomed it with both hands.
Finally, have you been able to speak with some legal experts in Lesotho, and what are they telling you?
A lot of some of the lawyers that we spoke to on my show today earlier on, they were saying that this is a big case because what we could see in future is that if there are any disasters in the country, that could be a reference case, meaning that the government or the parliament will have to be very cautious in making any laws that would have to force people to do things that they may be against. So it has set precedent.
Thank you so much for filling us in from Lesotho this evening.
Thank you very much.
Well, Poloko Mokhili is our correspondent there in Lesotho, telling us about a decision taken by the Constitutional Court in that part of Africa. Well, we're now making effort as well to speak with our next correspondent on the line this evening on issues of today, Voice of Liberia, with me, Emmanuel, and of course, my comrade, my friend, my partner, Sekou Sharif. Well, several local government councils in the Gambia, including the Banjul City Council, have failed to submit a proper and complete financial statement to the National Assembly Finance and Public Accounts Committee, that's the FPAC, for their annual review and scrutiny. Live on the line now is Amadou Kante. Thank you so much for joining us, Amadou.
Good evening, and thank you for having me once again.
What has been the main highlight of Council's engagement with the lawmakers so far?
Well, thank you once again. It has been quite a very interesting engagement between the National Assembly Finance and the Public Accounts Committee, the FPAC, as it's locally known here in the Gambia. The committees has been hosting different local government councils in the Gambia, including the BZC, as you have mentioned in your preamble there, and others also across the country. The main highlight of their engagement has been the inefficiency of their financial dealings. For 2019, 2020 years, it has been quite very disappointing. Most of these councils could not, as you have also mentioned earlier, present or submit a proper or a complete financial statements to the FPAC committee, which they are, have triggered some anger among Gambians, considering that most of these monies are coming from the Gambian people. So it have really triggered so many reactions from the Gambians home and abroad has been reacting to what they have been witnessing or seeing from the National Assembly, select committee and the leadership of the various councils here in the country.
Tell us, why do you think the public is being outraged, about the council's performances?
Well, basically, I think the people are just being angered or outraged about the engagement or the findings by the lawmakers. Is that because most of these monies that are believed to be embezzled by these councils, are from their own monies, and according to the Local Government Act or regulations, 60% of the revenues generated by the council should be given back to the public. Okay. But to many, this has not been happening for many years. They believe the monies that are collected from them are being misused, are not being put into issues that could benefit the people that the councils are serving. So basically, I think it is why the people have been dismayed or shocked with some of the things that have been, find out, or the council failed to do since some of them, since they took leadership of this council in 2018 and now to 2023. It has been really disappointing, I can tell you, back home here in the Gambia.
Amadou, do you think the recent development relating to the councils could have an impact on the upcoming local government elections in the Gambia?
I want to believe so, because for the simple fact that it has already started drawing some political attentions, because most of these councils we are talking about right now are being administered by mayors or chairpersons from one of the biggest opposition parties here in the Gambia. And for example, the ruling party led by the president, President Adam Barrow, initially said that they want to do the utmost to make sure that they get the seats from these opposition. And in fact, at some point, he said, for instance, if he fails to win the mayorship in the capital Banjul and here in Serekunda, he might, in fact, appoint governors in those two regions. So this, in a way, have triggered a whole of tension and generated also debate among the Gambians as to why the president is saying so. But now that these kind of revelations are all coming out with the leadership of the councils, it will indeed have an impact going into the election. So I can tell you yes, but in what way it will, that only time can tell, because I know in the next coming days or weeks there'll be much more interesting moments in regards to the council, because now they have been asked to return and resubmit their reports on before April 2023. So that is what many will be looking forward to now. But the elections are also scheduled for April and May, so it will be very interesting what happens here before then.
In the midst of all of this, we are talking about, I know all borders on corruption and integrity. Can we say that the elections will still go on as planned?
Well, absolutely. The IEC haven't, give any sort of a hint as to whether the elections would change for anything. I want to believe, yes, the elections would go ahead. Now, what people are saying is that the audit office the auditors that have been involved in all this review process, and they have been unearthing some of the mismanagement and all whatnot corruption that has been said, that they need to work now with the police so that necessary measures or stringent measures can be taken to avert such a thing. And Gambians are just too much angered about the reported corruptions here in the Gambia, both at the central government and now at the local government level. So they're saying the fight against corruption has not been forthcoming as expected, as promised by the president and his government, and now it is the local council and people are looking as they're helpless. But yet still the lawmakers are saying it appears as if they want to do something in this time around. So but in regards to the election, I think despite these things are now coming up, yes, the elections would go ahead as scheduled.
Thank you so much for filling us in from the Gambia, Amadou.
Thank you. Thank you for having me once again.
Amadou County is our Gambian correspondent. They're filling us in from that part of Africa. With that, we want to draw the curtains on the segment that has to do with our international correspondence this evening on Issues of Today, right here on Voice of Liberia 104.1. So we will go back to Seku.
Okay, so before you go back to me. Okay, so that is said, you listen to the international correspondence. But let me just say this. If you hear today that we've been threatened, it is not because of ourselves. It is because of love for country that we think people are knowingly committing crimes. Not unknowingly, but they are knowingly committing crimes, maybe for what reason? Best to themselves. We'll continue to update you, and we remain firm. We've written the police. We wait to see what the police will do. We've written different institutions complaining about what has happened. And it has also given us more reason or reasons to go deep into all we've investigated. And I want to use this time today to encourage Johnny Babani lawyer, Tony Gibson, to kindly listen and go and sue us either tomorrow or days to come. Is it because of the threats we're going to be afraid to discuss Johnny Babani? Certainly no. We'll talk about it. All of what we've investigated, we'll talk about it. We have bits or pieces of it. We'll talk about it. Anything he does in Liberia, contrary to the laws of our country, we'll talk about it. And we'll continue to remind the people about the threats on our lives by one person called himself Ali. So, fellow Liberians, I want you people tonight to sit and listen very keenly. If you listen to some of the things we're about to uncover, some of you love our country, it will get you angry to a point. So everything tonight we're going to discuss here about Johnny Babani, we're going to be showing, for those of you watching us on the television, we're going to be showing the documents. This is a document from Metex. Fellow Liberians, this is a document from Metex. And Metex submitted the clean report findings for one of the companies that is often used, frequently used by Johnny Babani, named Mamia Diamond Enterprises, Monrovia. And this is the CTN document. In the process of having the documents, you need to get process from CTN that will be able, you will be able to submit, or it is CTN that has the capacity to know the worth or the information you gave of said goods or receipt. Meaning yesterday, I said to you, some of the things that they do, the original receipts from the companies in which they purchase their goods, they do not submit the receipts. What they do, at times, they beat the system just not to get the actual cost of said process. On this document, this company by the name of Mamia Diamond Enterprises, it has been used. They brought in LED TV. They brought in the 32-inch. They brought in 40-inch TV and the 43-inch TV, right? The first one The HS code on top of it, the LED TV, the number, it is 8528729000. And this process, they did the needful. And let me announce the bill of lending for this. The bill of lending for this continuum that came in the country in 2022. The bill of lending is, I want you Liberians to listen keenly tonight, is 217713799. Let me repeat myself. The bill of lending for this document with the company name Mama Diamond Enterprises. The bill of lending for this document is 217713799. And so, when you declare which you need to do with CTN, if you pay the actual money, it will give you the reflection on a FOB. If it is the right thing you did, you will notice that the FOB from CTN, meaning the amount, the FOB, the meaning of FOB is fract on board. And the fract on board is, the meaning is, the actual sense is the actual value of the goose. That is the FOB. So, when you come, you do the process, CTN should be aware, so they will have it in the system. Then you will have the bill of lending. The bill of lending number can be used within CTN system to determine or to know the actual FOB of said thing you've come with. So, meaning the METEX, the clean report, the FOB, and CTN, when they are the same, it means there has been no changes. It is the correct thing that has been done. Fellow Liberians, I want you to listen. On this company that Johnny Babani brought the LED TV, ACT LED 32 inch, and LED TV, ACT LED 40 and everything, the FOB for this goose, or the goose in the continuum, was something around $34,012. $34,012. Fellow Liberians, here is it on the clean report. The goose, the whatsoever, they are all here. So whatsoever they brought, it is all here. I want to explain all. I'm opening documents here. We are not just talking because we want to talk. So when you do your search, those of you in this continuum business, you exactly know what I'm talking about when I talk about the FOB. So, if you want to know whether something has happened wrong or something did not happen wrong, when you go ahead and you check on the SAD, there's a document that I usually give. The SAD is where you have the names of the items, the number of items brought in the country. And the SAD, the meaning of SAD is single administrative document. Single administrative document. So it is on the SAD that you will mention the items you've come with. Then on the CSAD, you got a HS code for that commodity you've come with. And that HL code, it comes when you do the process with CTN. CTN will know the value. They have the capacity to know the value or whatsoever to get the original receipt from or whatsoever the company in which you got the things from on the world market. Then CTN will furnish LRA. Then this HS code will be in a sense to know the value of the commodities or goods you coming in a country with. So we have it here. This document, the one document I just mentioned, the bill of lading of this document 21771379. It was brought in 2022, and Johnny Babani paid and did what was right. Evidence by this document. On this document, you have 34,012 cents. And on the CTN document, the FOB, the two FOBs are the same amount. So it means when CTN received whatsoever document, it was being verified, and the actual amount of said goods was being determined to know if it is the reference. So that's how the bill of lading got generated. So on this document, fellow Liberians, I want you to listen. Johnny Babani did the needful thing on this document. When we tell you so we can investigate, we can't just talk. We can talk with documents. On this document, this one, he paid, right? So you get on the CTN document, you got 34,012 cents or $12. Then the other one here, the FOB, 34,000, the same amount that he brought all the goods, right? And then when you come to it, let me see, you got it. Very good. So this is about this company that Johnny also used to bring goods in the country. So let's come to the next document. Fellow Liberians, this document bearing the name Good Luck Hardware Center. And I want to call the let me go to the bill of lading for this document. The bill of lading for this document in my hands. Let me see. I want to get it correct because I don't want to give the Liberian people any information here. The bill of lading for this is MEDUZB873152. This is the bill of lading. Fellow Liberians, maybe CTN don't know about this. Let me also bring this to them. Do you know what the people did on this document? They brought, LVDS wires, FOC sharp part for arts. They brought 56 pieces or packs or whatsoever. Here is the document. And the bill of lending for this, the HS code for this document is 39191000. That's the HS code for the commodities. Do you know what the Babani company do? And I'm asking him tonight. I have 3 different documents that they brought in goods that they did not submit anything to CTN to determine the value or the actual amount they were to pay. So my question to them, how did they do the custom declaration to get the assessment notice for the bill of lending? When there is no city, I mean, call the number for those of you in the clearing firm business. I'm calling in numbers. CTM doesn't have it in their system. The only thing you can have in CTM system is one number out of the 3 other documents we have that Johnny Babani brought in country with continuance. The 3 documents bearing the name of Good Luck Hardware Center, their lending number cannot be found within CTN system. How did they get the customs declaration to get the assessment notice for the 3 bill of lending? And I challenge Johnny Babani to provide a CTN certificate with the actual FOB value. Because you know what? When you do it, when you have the CTN certificate with the actual FOB value, for you to fake the system, because CTN will know the actual value you are to pay, they will inform LRA. But let me tell you what it did. So, for example, like the way the first company that they brought the things, they were to pay 34,000, some blah, 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 blah. CTN will inform LRA because LRA might not have the sophistication or somehow, because they work together, which is not a bad thing. Then, when this document gets to LRA, LRA know the value and the entire set, because there's no way you can change anything. Once that should be the right way. But this is what they can do. When this get to LRA, they have people in the system. What they will do? They will ignore this and go with the settlement in which they want to settle for. So how can Johnny Babani, Good Luck Hardware Center, will come in country with 3 different contingents? Let me give you the bill of lending number. How they got the bill of lending number? What did they do? Or how did they get the custom declaration to get the access, the assessment notice for the 3 bill of lendings? Let me call their numbers. MEDUZB 8487375. That is not in CTM system. It is not there. You know why? Because they should have paid more than what they paid. So they work along with the people. Either they ask the people to take it off the system, because when that is there, when people come and check in the system or auditors come and check in the system, they will get to know that he should have paid more than what he has paid. So I'm challenging Johnny Babani now to prove, and I'm calling on the people from LRA, my own good big brother, Thomas Donar. I'm calling on the folks from CTN. This is the next number for the bill of lending. MEDUF 689759. It is not in CTN system. According to numbers, some of you can go and do it. If you see these things in CTM system, how they will manufacture their own bill of, you see Liberia? The last one, MEDU 2B 873152. For example, out of the 4 continuums that came in the country, only one, the actual money was being paid. The three continuums actual money were not paid. Oh yes. So I'm challenging the Ali that is threatening our life to tell his son, Johnny Babani, that we started the discussion. So it's just simple, folks. How did Johnny Babani do the custom declaration to get the assessment notice for the 3 bill of lending when they did not submit anything to CTN? CTN doesn't have anything about them, about the 3 continuous. The 3 numbers are just, the bill of lending I just announced. Nothing. So you know what they did? Work along with people from LRA, work along with people from all other areas. They did what they could do, put together documents, get them the best to their ability, and pay on this other continuum $14,277.77. So imagine if they could pay $14,000 plus, how much the actual money they were to pay. I will tell you the actual money they were to pay. Yes. And this other one, they went to pay $22,645. Without any document from CTN, they did not send or they did not submit any document to CTN to generate the bill of lending. Nothing. Nothing. CTN, if you put this number, all these 3 numbers I'm talking about, you put it in CTN system, you cannot see anything about the 3 continuous that came in the country. You see it? So you know why? When you have it in CTN system, like I said, CTN will be able to know the actual value, cost, or whatsoever, and inform LRA. But how will you bring continuous? CTN has no record about it. When we tell you that a lot of things happening, Johnny Babani, he's doing a lot of things, and you think we're lying. You think we are lying. Or you get one kid passing to threaten us because of what we've discovered. Now, it is not just one thing. And another one, he paid $5,733.65. We gave you the detailed information. And you see how he did it? And this is the simple question, folks, you need to be asking. And I'm challenging them. And it's so good we're on the radio and on television. To provide, they seen document, yeah. They seen document from CTN. Let it provide it. I challenge them. Let it provide a document. I challenge Johnny Babani 100 times. He cannot provide this document because they beat the system. They work along with the folks from LRA and some other areas. They did what they could do. Create their own bill of lending stuff. And they went ahead and worked along with the other people. So to get the actual amount of what should be paid, you cannot have it. You cannot have it. Oh, yes. Yes. That is it. So you have or company that he usually use, and I'll tell you about the owners and the article incorporation of this company. If it is Johnny Babanin is the owner, I will let you know. They pay the actual money for this. So you see, they will pay for one, then they bring three dubiously. So while this other thing, when you put in a CTN system, as soon as you put this number 217713799, as soon as you put in that system, you will have this FOB, the actual amount that was to be paid. You will see it. And when it works along with this, what Metex has in terms of it means that there has been no fraudulent act. Or either somehow, some way, something has been, handled some kind of way. But the three different continuous documents in our possession, they do not have CTN document or the certificate, CTN certificate. So how did they derive a paying the amount of money they paid? So it was generated by his own conics that they do these things to our country. This is just the top of the breast we're about to dig into. I'm announcing the numbers. The bill of lading, he said he asked for the three continuums. Go to CTN, and if the folks on CTN are listening, take the numbers and check in your system. Then you will need to call them to ask them why CTN doesn't have, them in the system when they brought in the continuum. You see? So they use all means to beat the system and still in a way that it could be difficult for you to know. This is what Johnny Babani is doing. This is just three of the many continuums he brings or has been able to bring in the country. Oh, yes. This is it, fellow Liberians. And then because of this, when you message someone to speak to them concerning what you've gathered, then someone thinks, say, it is a bad thing, and then they want to go and they want to threaten you. So my question to them is very easy. Simple question tonight. I'm asking Johnny Babani, how did he and his so-called operators reach to a point on the customs declaration to get the assessment notice for the 3 bill of lending numbers that we just announced? How? When even CTN doesn't have any record about them. How? So meaning they did not submit anything to CTN. See, they don't know the wealth, nothing on the account. But they got a process to pay money. How? So how did they reach a point to know the value? Who determines or who decides the value? Was the referral process followed? Certainly no. And these are things that worth, they brought in goods to sell. Right? This is not just one of, it is just one of the many things. So when you say it, then somebody get vexed. Why must he call this man to ask this man? So I'm asking this man again on the radio tonight. Can he kindly prove or present his CTN certificate with the actual FOB value for the continuum he brought in Good Luck name, Good Luck Hardware Center name, where he brought the TIP FOC spare parts for ACT LED 326, TV Y12 00 PCS, and the number 58 pack we are just asking this man tonight to please, maybe don't do it for us, but do it for the Liberian people. Show to your lawyer. Let your lawyer call other journalists. Not me. To prove me wrong, let your lawyer call another journalist. Let him provide the 3 CTN certificates with the actual FOB value for this continuum. For the continuum with the bill of lading number 8487375 689 759 MEDU 2B 873152. Let him provide it. Let him prove me wrong. You know what? Johnny Babani will not. Because he did not submit them. And the reason why he did not submit them, because he never wanted to pay the actual money on what he should have paid. The taxes he needed to pay. Imagine if Johnny is paying 14,000. It should be to your mind he needed to pay more than this money. And I'll give you the actual amount of money that he needed to pay on this document. I told you, I said, it is the start of what I've investigated. I'm challenging them. Let me call the bill of lading numbers again. And I'm asking them, how did they go about on the custom declaration to get the assessment noticed for the 3 bill of lading numbers? When they did not submit anything to CTN. So we're asking him if they did it. And I'm saying to the people from CTN, I'm calling the numbers, the bill of lading numbers. I want you people to put it in your system. If you find these 3 numbers in your system, I want you to call a press conference and let the Liberian people know that I'm a liar. But if you don't see them, please, for once, just say, make a press release and just tell me, thank you for me bringing this to your attention, that someone is duping your institution. Just do that for the sake of God. That I've helped you to bring us something that you didn't know. Here is the bill of lading. MEDU ZB 8487375. MEDU ZB 8487375. That is one of the continuums. The next one, MEDUF 689759. The last one, MEDU ZB 873152. CTN, I want you people honestly do this for the Liberian people. Please check in your system tomorrow. If you see any information or when you receive any information that will come out about the import or whatsoever, the ENSPR report, it is the ENSISPS report. If anything of such come out in your system about the 3 bill of lading numbers, please do a press conference and let the people know that I can lie. But if you don't see them, please, for God's sake, let the public know that good luck, they defrauded from you. That 3 continues they brought in the country. 3. I have tons of documents. I will give you information from last year. From the starting of last year, some of the things this company brought in this country, and the monies they pay and the money they did not pay. This is the starting. And someone asking me, why you can't let the people, but they're not hearing us talking on the radio. We're quoting documents here. And on tomorrow, I will have myself on record. I will read the LRA boss requesting him to subject me to our investigation to provide him some of the documents and some of the things that I've investigated and some of the ways the guys are using to dupe this government. A simple question, fellow Liberians, I'm asking tonight. And I'm challenging Johnny Babani to provide the 3 CTN certificates with the actual FOB value for the contingents or goods he brought in the contingents. Listen, he always use this company, and they pay the actual money. So you see, they got the CTN certificate, and when you see on the CTN certificate to know the actual FOB, you will see the same amount on it, and you will see the same amount on the other rest of the documents. So it tells you, because the 2 institutions, the people, CTN, are the ones that determine the actual stuff or some of the things you bring. Because they have the capacity, they know how to do it. They help LRA, they work together. So which is not a bad thing. But here is it. So the three containers they brought, there's no record. I'm calling the numbers. The bill or lending they got. So I'm asking again, how did they derive at a point for the custom declaration to get assessment notice for the 3 bill of lending numbers? How? So this is how at times it works. Either maybe they work with the folks from CTNs. So I'm just explaining in some cases because I don't know how they do that. What I know is he defrauded the stuff, right? But this is how at times. When they get the real, actual amount of the goods or whatsoever, the guys there will inform the people at LRA and say, this is the bill of land, this is the amount you need to pay, this is the value and everything. So when they inform you and say this is the amount, so what they do, they say, you know what, my man, for auditing purpose, we want you to delete that thing from the system. That is based on negotiation. So what they do, they will keep maybe 1 in the system and allow you pay the actual money. The remaining ones, they delete it from the system, and the other side, you cannot have access. So that determines, they will determine how much to put in their system for you to pay. With the understanding, for example, if you were to pay 100,000 and you tell them, I mean, you know what, I won't pay 30. Out of the 30 here, 10 will go to government, 20 will go to you. Or maybe 20 will go to government, 10 will go to you. There are arrangements. These things happen. And this is just most of the cases that Johnny did. So I'm challenging Johnny Babani tonight to provide to the Liberian people the CTN certificate of the 3 bill of lending numbers I announced, the 3 containers he brought in the country. Oh, yes. When you talk it, then you get one leg crap. He takes phone to call and threaten. He brags that he knows everyone in the country. Let's go to the lines and listen to Liberian. This is just, imagine this man is paying the money, and then tomorrow, I'll give you the actual amount of each of the containers that he needed to pay. Number 1, because I don't want to bucket the whole thing, then people will not understand. I will take it one by one. Today, I'm telling you, say, the man bring 3 containers there. The bill of lending that he get, none of them can be found in CTN system. I announce it. Let the CTN people, how will you bring it? And the people not know. So maybe he know how he can do it. I'm telling the CTN people that this man has duped all y'all. The number the man get on a bill of lending document in my possession, I'm willing to give you the bill, I'm ready to give you these documents. And not in your system, oh. That only one in your system. 07709079070 07709079070 08809079070 08809079070 are the numbers tonight to join us on the program. Johnny Babani, one of the owners of Good Luck Hardware Center. You know what the people say? They say, I'll lead them, man. They will be talking. I just 1 week, they will stop. They will get tired. Let's watch and see. Good evening.
Good evening, Sego.
Good evening. Let's hear you, my brother.
Thank you very much for the talking point. My name is Charles D. Kelly, and I do join from District 17. I listen to you very well. It's cool to admit you are one of those journalists in this country that are doing well for our people. For the fact that you will always critical hearing national issues to the public is still following that the journalism have gone beyond what other does. Now, what I want to say is this. We are in a serious mess in this country, Seko. The reason why you see the Lebanese and even other third Liberian business people beat the system is as a result of insincerity to the very people that will use that pay when to pay in a way. If they think that on the ARA, this thing happening to know. Even the growth and tracking company are they put there that's being brought by Mohamed Kalon. Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying now. How would these people get the bill of lading when it is not even found in the CTN system? So that's what we're asking.
Let me tell you what the guy does. I have one of my friends. You know what the guy does? Whenever consignment arrive, are they put there. Those consignment that are needed to generate huge revenue for government. The guys have the gallows way of doing it. They can hang the entire stock document in the system. Sometimes they will generate the revenue not go to government account. It will come to them directly, but within the system, they can hang it. It will reflect this. It will not be reflecting the system directly, but it will reflect the system, and they can create their own stuff. Those guys who involved in the RT as well, the work in line is almost like a standing case. On the post, they have the AR agent also at the post that have the operate. So is that a one person and stuff?
So that's why I will uncover it, my brother.
We need a brother and in fact, you recommend the AR reporting to be involved.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me take this person. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Yes.
Yeah, I'm Abraham. I'm calling from Banana.
Go ahead. My brother, you're coming in bad. Go ahead. Oh, too bad. Let me take another person. Please do some adjustment from your end. Good evening.
Hello. Segu.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, thank you. My name is Emmanuel Cody, and this is joining from a district 16 resident. Segu, let me appreciate you this evening. Look, Segu, you doing well for people. Who get 2 or 3 persons like you in a country, those learning boys will not check on us. Segu, God will not bless you. No amount of stress, don't make care about anybody or stress in your life, Segu. Could continue to do your hard work. Segu, they get up to they get the whole world here. So they been stealing money like people.
Oh, yeah.
I saw the baby blessing. The again,
oh, the man is a millionaire. I will show you. Listen, I will show you the picture of the horse the man just bought in India. I think it worth I don't know how many million. They're joining Babaninga. Okay. Thank you, my brother. Thank you very much. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, Sheku, I'm Abraham. We're calling from Banana Cassidy Bodova. You know, yesterday I was so happy listening to you that I want to place my call in and there was no way. But thank God that today I ought to get to you. My brother, to be friends with you are not a solution. But based on your performance on the radio, on this platform, I have convened to believe in you and to switch within the elected president within this country. Because you know what I believe? You are someone that can keep government feet on the fire. You don't just disgrace government, but you say something to get a power, you know, or behavior on. They choose to support the government, but you are safety things within the blood ministry. You get me? And loyalty to be help the person expose some bad deed. And I tell God, thank you for you. I don't want you to overlook this thing. We all we as the Liberians, we always getting information from the people who had the ill treat our sister in their place. And they hear they doing all these things, and our leaders, they are listening. Look, hey, President, we are like you. That President, we are advised the authorities as you know, legal in the illness within this country.
Thank you, my brother. This is just a little.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes,
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, I'm on quickly.
Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. As I was saying, Segu, if we enter the main company here, morning, 20 to cars full of the whole place. None even money for money for the government, and I was seeing people that we pay our tax money join in the civil for the government to say, can you imagine? It's so frustrating. I've dropped this money will follow you on private. I want to make my info, but now I tell my second God to bless you.
Thank you.
Nobody was said in the country.
Okay. Thank you. Hello.
Yes, sir. How you doing? This is Mariama from Broadview.
Okay, sis Mariama, go ahead.
Sekou, I just called to tell you, Allah is the one that gave you your life.
Inshallah.
And Allah will be the one to take away your life.
Sure.
No woman born out of the womb of a no man born out of the womb of a woman will take your life, my brother.
Inshallah.
Allah will protect you when you are still FM when you got sick. I used to be on my knee and go to sujood.
Yes.
To pray to God for Allah to heal you. And Allah heal you. And you came back to us here. Sekou, no people in that Lebanon, they kill, they fight war over there, they kill people, they run away, they kill on this side, they just see, they just can't talk anything. Sekou, we are all one knee. I will go to Suju, yeah, to do it for you when you are out there. You know me, I know you.
Sure.
So I follow you on Firo FM. I just got to know that you are all Voice of Liberia.
Yes, I've opened my own radio station.
I'm start following you again. So Sekou, Allah will protect you. Because Allah is the one that can protect people. Allah, we ask Allah for your protection. Did you know? We ask Allah Himself to protect you. And Allah will protect you.
Inshallah.
May Allah protect you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mama. Thank you. I do appreciate it, and I'm very humble. Let's take this person. Good evening.
Yeah, Sekou.
Yeah?
Good evening, my brother.
Good evening. Go ahead. Let's hear you. Johnny Babani, Indian National, defrauding the government of Liberia.
Sure, I want to say Sekou from yesterday. Sekou today I said based upon the already. In Kevin, your friend colleague.
No, just leave it. I beg you, brother.
No, anyway, now
I beg you.
Yeah,
go ahead.
They joining me to Pata. You know what? You know Cloud and Store. That's why you have a store here. We have a Cloud and Store. I'm doing too good. The guys there, they're not in the interest of Sekou. So God will be with you people at least for you to flag this thing out. Because that guy, when he bring continue, they continue, he can, to himself, pay for parking ticket. He can't have to pay for parking ticket. Can you imagine that? So
in fact, I'm told, that I don't have facts, but I'm told they don't even check the may continue.
Exactly.
They don't check it. Anything they may bring. Now, let's go.
Exactly, Sekou. The way he's taking it, the matter, I want you to let someone do now to LRA to really call you to create some evidence. Because it's exploiting Liberia, they're exploiting us, Sekou. So I just tell God, thank you for you people that copy with you, by the grace of God, some of the things you will say it out.
Thank you. Thank you very much, this person. Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, I'm Judge Lacon. We are speaking to you this evening.
Calling from where?
Yeah, I want to say sorry in advance for the expression from that young man. But I'm going to tell you that you have to overlook these people. First of all, maybe people may tell you that you don't take into police station and make the government to know.
No, we did. We wrote the police today. We wrote the police. We wrote Vera embassies, including his embassy.
All right. Thank you very much. And then, my brother, you don't have to be afraid, because it's not something like maybe he go behind your woman and then you trying to attack him on it, but it was something that he has now involved in and he tried to involve himself to threaten you.
Yes.
He made slight mistake. maybe he threatened himself or maybe a family member, but not you. Maybe he was trying to do that to someone else, but not you. But he making slight mistake. Maybe he was sleeping and he said that. So as maybe he listening to us, let him be very patient with himself that he will be threatening our Liberian brothers that are trying to advocate for us.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Hello.
Good evening, Sekou.
Good evening, sir.
This is DJ Lomez.
Oh, Lomez, go ahead, Chief. Let's hear you.
Thank you very much, my brother. Look, Sekou, this thing is not happening free. Some of our Liberian brothers' hands are in it. They decide for the Lebanese people to cook or the Indian people to cook or then they benefit and build their houses. Nobody can just bypass any institution or anything like that with all someone within the system hands are. So thank God that you have brought this all to the Liberian people that somebody is paying our taxes and they bring things into this country and they get millions of dollars and the Liberian government benefit nothing. This is one of the reasons that people can't pay on time. And you find these things coming every day on a daily basis. They put importing goods, they bring in goods, and they don't pay the money to the government. So the government gets stranded. Sometimes they want money, but all we know that they're generating funds. And now there's somebody within the system working and duping the government and benefiting they and the family. So thank God that you have brought it.
DJ Lomas, let me tell you something. The things I'm about to bring out. Let me tell you something. It's a whole syndicate.
Fine.
I'm telling you, I'll reach a point. I'll call people names from LRA. I'll call people names from the Freeport. You know, I'm starting from a point until I reach to a certain place. This Babani issue will bring a lot of things out.
Yes.
Yes.
Because everything we just put on the president. What are the president? They sitting there going on. The president knows.
And even the president might not be in the know.
Yes. So, and the Liberian will support it. That's one of the reasons that when you go to the government hospital, no drugs. They say, oh, the government generating money. Those people taking the money and carrying it privately and building their houses with it.
Hey, my man, you know what I'll do? Listen, if you can watch our television, if I don't do it tomorrow or this week, early next week, I will post a picture of the home that is Johnny Babani bought in India. It's $1 million.
Yeah.
Where is he getting the money from? Right here from Liberia, doing the defrauding things and enriching themselves.
Yes. And then they threaten our brothers and sisters that are working with them.
Yeah.
When they want to talk, they threaten them. Look at the other one was telling the boss, I'll give you one more. 2 feet away from the place, if I see you, I will arrest you and jail you. Then I'll let one man having or EBS man driving for you with EBS ID card.
Oh.
What kind of thing is this? We got to change the system, brother. We stand tall for it.
Oh, yes. For once, we need to stand up. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Hello?
Yeah, hello, Sekou. This is Emmanuel Richardson. I joined the conversation from Upper Carwell.
Emmanuel, go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, I would like to say thanks for the courage. And, you know, when it comes to the leveling in here, these people being in Liberia is the old age stuff. They have been doing a lot in Liberia for the past time. Even the time some of us were not even born. But at least they take a man with a courage this time to flex some of these things. Because way back, people were afraid to even talk to Lebanese men. People were afraid to even talk to Indian people. They used to do anything in this country and go free. But at least we have the freedom, we have the guts to come out as a young people to say, look, this thing have to stop. And I want to encourage all of us. Let's see how we can rally around Sekou to see how we can stop this thing. Because let me tell you my story, I'm Sekou. There's a guy, a Lebanese guy, who helped me one day. He warned me, he jumped on me to fight. And that man warned me, my brother. When that case was going on, the person who came on behalf of that man, I was speechless. I never had nothing to say. I will show you the man one day the day I see you.
Yeah.
And that brother went free. I just left it because it was no for me to do anything. He claimed that he loved me to that man, sister, that he brother-in-law. And he called the guy. He never went to jail to stay with Depo. And he just went free. So these things will have to stand up to it and make sure that the leveling guys in Liberia, the way they behave, they have to put stop to that. You can't walk country and then you want to override or they have to stop that. Thank you for the chorus, Sekou.
Thank you very much, my brother. It's just a start. Hello.
Hello, Sekou.
Yes, good evening.
How you doing, sir?
Go ahead, Chief. Let's hear you.
Yeah, let me tell you. You know when the ring be leopard, you see that raccoon. You know, Babani
or I'm not for you. Just he's taking the case like let me tell you this. When the government take action in a case, anything set up, you go by it.
Sure.
Why you gone on the side, you move for theory, who get time for you? Man, no one on the street. Man, the paper. Why you just going on the side, theory? Who think on it? Who should have gone? Me tell you today. So just check the government take action. We're not taking the any set up. I will go back.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. I do appreciate all the support from Liberians. Hello.
Good evening, Tego.
Yeah, good evening. Let's hear you.
I want to call you the Mandela of the time. And the man in America who brought liberty to many people. It is not easy to liberate people.
Certainly.
It is what you see. The sacrifice is making at the detriment of their life. I don't know what is the president saying? What is the Justice Minister saying?
We wrote them today.
Okay. And then there's where you need to take your friend. And let all Liberians know, and you, Sekou, know very well, that Lebanon is one of the countries in the world that America eyes on for those runaway killers.
Yes.
There are plenty here in different colors in business.
Yes.
Our country is like a farm, a hiding place for them. There are many. I was in Nigeria and they have one who has stayed there almost 30 years. He couldn't even come to Morovia. There are many of them around here. And so it won't threaten your life. And if this government does not take action because the LRA is accused or is put on a spotlight, the Ministry of Finance, the Port Authority, they need to speak up for all to see. And these are where so much people need to follow up. Whether what you are saying is true or it is not true. I know that no man can take your life beside the one who fixes it. So don't be afraid, my friend.
Thank you.
And especially for those who are here in this country, we give them our liberty. They use our people, then take money and go for a war in the country and come back here to come make reserve.
Yeah.
All of them will come out one by one. And that's why you are coming to the spotlight to expose them.
Thank
so
you.
Government don't go after them. Citizens will go after them.
Sure. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, good evening. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, this is Ige Seaton. I've been following you on the session of the whole good work you have done. I just hope and pray that documentation you're pressing are authentic, and we support you. We condemn the action from the guy who have threatened your life. What you are doing for the benefit of the good people of Liberia. And therefore, you on the other show, it was quite unfortunate the guy couldn't play the recording.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was quite unfortunate. We needed to play because the so-called legal counsel were talking to you in a rude manner. So the guy there was not banned off. He could have played the recording, got the make on the air and said anything away from the recording that you have. You're not bothered in the action with you. So that your colleagues who interviewed the money were quite unfortunate on his part. However, we pray for you. We pray that you be your own security today while the Almighty God protecting you. Thank you very much for good day.
Thank you. Let's take another person here. Good evening.
How you doing, sir?
Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, so we're so sad to hear one of the Babani or who Elisa telling or you.
Ali.
What for your side is church in Liberia? The whole story in Ghana for abroad. You will lose all. All you will lose it. That was warning for today. You just tell one of the side, even you will tell one of the side, you will lose the whole story in Ghana Liberia, you will lose all. It will be the next Madigo war. Or the war I went to the Liberia Madigo will be the next one in Liberia. That warning you, we are leader. He tells you, he said the whole abroad.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening, Sekou.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Anthony calling from Blackie Island. Yeah. I say, Sekou, look, this one you are on. Yeah? You are our leader, not for one place, you are for the whole country. There are no CDC, there are no this, they don't have that. Look, since you open a station and become, look, going after you put a web treating Liberian black men, look, the people start looking at it differently. Yeah? So they are doing all these things. Sekou, look, you for all of us here, we are behind you. One CDCO, that CDCO, whosoever we are for you, you are general in this thing. They don't want stealing from also, including the official. behind you, he press will be for you, then nothing. What matter look, if they play that cry, what is on the feet, it will be small. Look, you want to take your shoe, take your shoe, but it depends on you. Your life, it's our life. You are fighting for us. Yeah? We can't be stopping the time and then you have to take money, you have to put in, you know, they get hold of criminal, don't have criminal behavior. Yeah? So God bless you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let's hear this person. Yeah.
Good evening, my brother. How are you?
Yeah, this is Lawrence Spencer.
Yeah, Sibu, thank you for the recognition and I joined from Johnsonville Township. You know, Sibu, thank you for the courage, thank you for the bravery, and thank you for standing up for the ordinary like John Martin. And I appreciate all of our brothers who also calling to motivate you and to encourage you. You know, so we're not stand up for our country. The children you and myself are having, they will live a miserable life. And we came and we met our parents living, we ourselves also living. So it is about time that we all stand up. I think, like you said the other day, I want to encourage you that sometimes we go beyond the words.
Yes.
I mean, revolution around the world in rare history and what have you. It's not a multitude of persons.
Sure.
Few courageous men who believe in the liberation of the state. We can stand up. There are 15% who believe in what you're doing. We can stand up to tell I know, my man, for the radio says someone want to use some words on these people, but you cannot do that.
I know.
But the people who came out of country and they think they are jumping to some kind of plantation that they can treat people anyhow and so reputable media guys like you. So we can teach them some sense.
Sure, but Lawrence, we are reaching that point. What our lawyers told us and some of our international friends, that we should write the police first. We've done it, we've written the police, we've informed all the relevant institutions. We're watching to see what they will do. This issue will not go unnoticed. If they care for us to come out in our numbers, and for once make the world to understand that Liberians have continued to suffer in the hands of foreign nationals with the so-called intent that they're giving us jobs, particularly the likes of Ali threatening the life of a peaceful citizen or Liberian journalist. We will need to do that, my brother. We are reaching to that point.
Something is simple, and some of us are finishing support. And they will mobilize our police. But we can stand up. It's sad. We're not like it's happening.
No.
Anywhere. So why like blockade will always be different? There's no impact. Are we stressing people or what? No. So we cannot say that if our government officials, will put themselves in foreign national pocket, it will not be us. So, like you said, that's what come out from the stuff you're talking about.
Sure.
But my brother, we're waiting any day to show some of these foreign people who are taking money while they can choose that we belong to their land. You cannot come in our own land and treat all the slaves.
Thank
you.
you.
So, my man, I beg you, I lost my phone. You should flag this one and get your number.
I will certainly do that. Okay, let me take another person. And I've been receiving tons of calls. People are telling me, Sekou, we need to come up. Let us teach the people some sense. Good evening.
Sekou.
Yes.
What's up, man?
Go ahead.
This is Emmanuel Smith. And I'm phoning on District 6. You know, Sekou.
Emmanuel, just be audible, please.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Cool.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Never mind.
Yeah,
we should speed a recovery, brother.
Yeah, thank you, brother. Thank you. Sekou, let me commend you for the coverage, right? But Sekou, in my opinion, let us not do transfer aggression. You know what I mean by that? Look, if we want to stand up for our rights, let's firstly deal with our government officials first. Look, you lead old people and you go deal with Leonie men, the Leonie men will go back to the same people to protect them. But when we go to our government officials that are taking hand up on the people and protest to their various houses and to the various ministries where they are working, make sure that they don't have space to breathe. Those Lebanese drunkards who call themselves investors who are handling the Liberian people, they will definitely get in their share. So we should not do no transfer aggression. Look, our problem is with our
you're giving a very good idea. It makes some sense.
Our problem is with our officials. When we put our officials to their in their place, those Lebanese jokers and a riot calling themselves investors, they will not even get faced with
The hustlers they can come right in Liberia in regions and then they call themselves money people.
You go to that Bambani man play, you go there at the end of the day, I mean, for Natala Magay, you call somebody B, I mean, that thing's finished. So let's take action against our own people first before then the Ghana will get in a share. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my brother. And if the need be, we will do it. Good evening.
Yes, thank you. Sekou, good evening.
Yes.
Okay. My name is Kewu S. Hassan. And I join you from Electoral District 11. Sekou, let me appreciate you this evening for your talking point. And I will just be dropped on this note. Sekou, I appreciate you. You are one of Liberia founders' sons. You know, for the past few months or few years ago.
Oh, Ali, you left the line. Please call us back. I beg you, please. Please call us back. Yeah, good evening.
Yes, I look for a gentleman listening about what is more than for why my color for a over protest for another market whosoever. So let me tell you today. I mean, I lie to you. What I think, get all his money. It will be the first time to see the government. I want the government is to pay when it's charging or like for once the only man business. It will be the you will be it will happen. Because why is that you calling Nathan Market? I won't care why you call Nathan Market for and that's what we get time what I want. But 30 years last, Liberia, it gets to my chest. I'm on a time listener. I want calling anytime. You just stand up. I'm waiting to go.
Okay.
I'm willing to go with you anywhere.
Thank you very much, my brother. We'll take this person here. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening. Go ahead.
Yeah, Sekou. Good evening, sir. I come from Banazil. I'm in Manuel Cooper. Oh, let my car driver. Oh, telephone. Hello. Hello.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm in solidarity with you because of the threat upon your life. But you got to real move to mobilize. We need to change that dynamics because I can remember in the 70s, a Lebanese man killed a boy on Ken Johnson Road for Kenny, the top of government, and a lot of Lebanese men to escape out of this country. So we need to really come up like what the people did in South Africa some years back. That's xenophobia. You gather the people more than 5,000, let police people go one side. We raise the people out of this country. Because the Lebanese dog, they are very, very disgruntled. The fought war in Lebanon since 1975. We need to discipline them. Thank you.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. I do appreciate it. Let me take this person here. Good evening.
Yeah, how do you do?
Yes, I'm okay, sir. What's your name? You joining us somewhere?
I am Magdalene Sami calling from Magibi.
Magibi, go ahead.
Yes. You know, if I was near you, I was going to put you on my back. You always flex on good things about our country. But the one main question is what can our government do when they are part and parcel of this thing that you are flexing all the time? They are the problem. They are the if I was the government, but tomorrow I will be inviting that nonsense guy. Why our country to go the way it is going? It is totally unacceptable, Sekou. We can consider that why civil service don't pay on time.
So?
Because you just have few guys and these guys are building duplexes.
My man, and listen, and I'm telling you, I say I will show the pictures of this man whom he just bought in India. And I say 100,000. I'm talking about millions of dollars home.
Wow.
Where they man getting the money from? Liberia.
Look. People just come, foreigners just come in our country and just exploit us.
Thank you, my brother. I know it hurts anyone, but we need to keep the courage. It is time, and I will announce to you that we need to stand up. We need to come out in our numbers. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Jerry.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Ali Kumar calling from 4th Street, former Liberia-VOL.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Mr. Jerry, I'm listening to you when you're 2000 at the Jati, that person sent a particular test that
will haunt you, he will see you, he will do that. The money again, I listen to you on Friday. You know, let me tell you one thing. Someone will not say that in this country, not be letting our citizens, our good journalists are getting your information, we reach there on the country because the foreigners are there killing us slowly in the country. Let me tell you one thing, the Nigerian government, not say it is serious. Someone willing to join with you to do massive protest to the American embassy, to the American government that is a foreigner that are living in this country. They are setting our journalists or our citizens life in the country. Will not be likely someone we are sending back to defend you in any angle. Because that thing horroring me because it horrors me.
Yes.
It horrors me because today people dying for super money. You don't know who. There's money because might go play people in the corner to go harm you. You accidentally can move anywhere.
Yeah.
The money I try to come private the money, but I had a disappointment in coming to me the money. Because he's trying to play the recording, he refused to do that. You want to do that one. You want to listen to the guy that do that particular test to you and recording was there. You refuse to play the recording. Why? Why would be that the money?
Okay.
Yeah. That's the one I'm sitting down here. You my brother, you are a journalist. How will the brother say, but you are a journalist? I have to give information to all in the particular country. So that thing we're standing with you, don't say it lightly. If you are any other thing, to mad the American embassy, to say the American government that why you going on with you, not send it out. Thank you very much, my brother.
Okay, thank you. Delete that may come and block him for that nonsense he posting. Hello?
Mr. Sherry, how are you?
Good evening.
I don't know if I should say former caller because I've been calling your show from Freedom FM.
Oh, my man, you're a regular caller, my brother. And I do appreciate
This is Melvin Kai. I called on the show this morning, and when you enter Private FM studio, I'll follow you. The crowd that went to welcome you at the airport, I was among them.
Okay. Thank you very much.
The crowd followed you until we arrived at Freedom FM. I was there when you appreciated Omer Sam Sion, President Weah, everything. The point I'm making here is that last time I hear you talking, like you sound like you are alone, that nobody is with you. Yeah, when you're talking loud there, I laugh. Even though we are not around you now, but once you announce it, and I listen to Ali using the F word, then he defy you and say, recall me. That rudeness. But then we will tell them, you can make your millions of dollars for threatening the life of a Liberian, merely a young journalist like Sekou. We are not saying you're not able, but when you do it, you're not in peace. That's what I got to say. The crowd that you saw, we are still around Sekou. So the Ali and I don't know Pavani, how you call him?
Johnny Bambandi.
Yeah, I know that Lockheed, I know Good Luck in
Good Luck, yeah.
The BMC. So the rescue part, the point you're raising, there was a logic in it. Your radio station is at the bypass.
Yes.
Then this guy Ali is operating on the bypass.
Sure.
But it doesn't give you any right to make any advance on your life. This lawyer, there was a guy who was John Cole used to conduct the Zimane. I think that he Tony guessing. He was in the law school there. I think I believe Tony will reconcile with you.
Tony is saying, he's saying he's regretting where he is now.
Yeah. He will reconcile with you. But for Ali, man, they can do nothing to him, my brother.
Okay, thank you, my brother. Thank you very much. Let me take this person. Hello?
Sekou, how are you?
Go ahead, you're live.
Yeah, bro. I've now called your show since I've always listened to your show. I just want to give you a little advice. You know what my grandma used to say when a blind man says he will chunk you a rock, sometimes the rock is in your hand or somebody is also helping him to give him the rock to chunk you. So I just want to give you advice. That guy said he will hunt you. It may not be, he may pass you someone because he knows the tension that will be on him right now. So he may pass you someone. So my advice to you, trust nobody around you right now.
Okay, you're right.
Trust, even if you're even your journalist or whoever, just advice.
Yes, you're right.
Because the tension is on him right now. And if you want to get at you, he will not come physically at you. Because his name is already on the platform. So he may use someone that is closer to you or even your friend. Because that guy on the station this morning, he was pressing on why you didn't want to meet this guy lawyer. You have no reason of meeting this guy lawyer.
Sure.
If this guy if his lawyer want to meet, you have your lawyer.
Yes.
He summon your lawyer and let your lawyer tell your lawyer what he want to hear from you. but you have no reason of going to go see him as a lawyer. He's not on your side. He's on this guy's side, so he may indicate you or give you some question that he will want you to say some things that you are not to say. So you don't see him. He want to see you. You should see your lawyer. Because his lawyer and lawyer doing it now. It is not a just a person something. So my advice is that just be careful how you walk in the street, be careful how you eat with friends, and just be careful now.
Thank you.
Because now you are the spotlight of everything right now happening in the country. Some people in the government that you may not think that they are out in this case, they may be in this case.
Sure.
And by you bringing this case up, it may carry them down to the election is coming. Be careful, Sekou.
I know.
You are in election. Some people that are in running may be surprised that the name will be into this thing.
You're right.
So that's my advice. Not call your show yet, but last time you announced your personal number, I just took it and I just call on your personal number.
Thank you very much, my brother. I do appreciate. We take 2 more calls. We move on. It is certainly important for us to have a peaceful march to teach the folks some sense that Liberians are not slaves and they're not people to threaten. Good evening. They're not people you can come and threaten and come and say, oh, you go take your phone and come and threaten me. The things I just talked about, that mean they won't force Johnny Babani to go be doing that thing. That's the reason why I'm saying I'm challenging him now to go sue me. It's so good his lawyer, Tony Gibson, that called. He said when it gets to a legal place, Tony, please go sue me. Please go and sue me. Let me go to the court. Right? Let me go to the court. Right? Go and sue me, and I will go to the court. Right? And I say, okay, my colleague will take over shortly. Emmanuel will shortly take over. Let me take this person here for our next edition. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening to you.
Yes, go ahead. Let's hear you.
My name is Captain Dawe. I call from Guazo. So I just want to remind you about the government today. Just imagine the DNC, all the government people do business with him. Government people that are building their houses and things there, they do business with him there. So you have to be very careful with your left. Frankly speaking, you have to be very careful with your left. All the representatives, senators, whosoever, everybody secret you put it on down there. So thank you so much for the show.
Thank you very much. Let me take another person here. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening, Sekou. This is Aki calling from Millennium.
Okay, go ahead. Let's hear you, brother.
Sekou, I monitored the show this morning, or tried calling you, I couldn't go to you. I just wanted to have you informed that you have some of our support. Come on, no foreigner will threaten a Liberian and go scot-free. So do what you are doing and know that your people are behind you, holding and sorry.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. I do appreciate and I love all the supports coming from Liberians. This is about Liberia, and this is about Liberians and a foreigner doing something to a Liberian. This is it. Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening. I'm Abraham R.T. Bena calling from Bannersfield, Charles Market. Yeah, Sekou, when we talking like that about the men threatening you, I felt so bad and I don't even know how to explain it. The men talk and say, oh, the people he know, they got and have their own power, but he don't know that we like them give them what they have. I want you not to be afraid and just, make up your mind because we are all with you in this. Never give up. Always do your thing and always be a good journalist. Never give up.
Thank you very much. And the series, we just start this series. We've not done anything. We'll tell you more. Hello, about Johnny Babani. Good evening.
Thank you. The boy will meet Junior F. Gabriel in a comfort district of most rural county. Sekou, I'd like to acknowledge you for your opportunity, for your frontal effort towards the Liberian people when it comes to journalism, right? Sekou, you guys are the ones who all have taken the courage to study journalism at the University of Liberia. So, Sekou, you are my followers. I follow you on a daily basis. This is what I take personal time to call on your show. But that foreigner who has used that statement on you, Sekou, that man will know what Liberia is for us or he owns Liberia. Sekou, if anything happened to you, I will tell my first time voter in this number for who I have to the farm me power.
Oh, the guy left the line. Sorry. This person. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening.
Yeah, Sekou, how are you? Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is George Flomo. I hear one of the callers saying this, you are Mandingo brother. This is not about Mandingo, this is not about Muslim, this is not about, this is about Liberia.
Yes, you're right.
Don't be
Maybe
upset.
just a slip of tongue. Maybe he didn't say intentionally.
Don't be upset. A foreigner will not come here and threaten your life, and we are Liberians sit there and look at you. It is not about you alone. It is about all Liberians. So we're behind you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. Hello.
Yes, good evening, Sekou.
Good evening.
Okay, thank you. I'm Paul S. Roger Sekou. I'm calling from Bandersville. My brother to admit, though during the time you are to freedom event or some of the way you used to talk, I never used to like it. But that part of that, you are Liberian. To hear a foreigner. Look, only in this country this kind of thing can happen, my brother. Only in Liberia this kind of thing can happen. And nevertheless, my brother, even sometimes when I move to the inner souls, I find sometimes the way people treating Liberians, I get vexed sometimes and I talk to some of the Indian guys that kind of way. My brother, can you imagine people left their country, came to another country and threatening people, and not just ordinary person, but a journalist, someone who is the heart of the nation? You threaten someone that you feel you will go free? Look, my brother, we stand by you on this. We will not sit and permit the other one to go scot-free. My brother, anytime you're ready to call, we are willing to gather. When I sit and permit a foreigner come because you feel maybe one or two government officials, you can go to give them little or nothing, and because of that, you will just sit at any time to threaten someone, especially our journalists. This will not happen. Sekou, trust me. It will not happen. We just listen to you. Every time you speak up, we'll listen, and everywhere you want us to gather, we'll gather there. We are not deterred. In the first place, for men that Tony Casey, who is a young man, or young Liberian, who we thought who have been one of the promising Liberians to stay. I don't think that they're supposed to be standing by these people in cases like this. But brother, you go other countries, you will find out that once the people find out it is their citizen and you try it, you are not in that country and you use any word on that citizen, that is not good. You know which kind of crime you have committed? But people will come here, something they can't even do in their country. That why they will come in our country to do, then they feel we will say we love it because they having that name that we love all of people more than our brothers and sisters. It will not work. This time around, we are not like before, Sekou. So we are listening to you. And God will be your protector. God will guide you everywhere you go. Because you are not doing any evil thing. Everything you do, it is in favor of the nation. Thank you for the time.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We do appreciate. And I'm going to take the last call. But honestly, one of the things we discussed, it was about us coming out in our numbers to go to the relevant government institution and let them know that a foreigner has threatened the life of a Liberian. We will do that. I think with the number of calls from Liberians, we'll have a meeting on tomorrow after our appearance on one of the local radio stations on tomorrow. We'll have a meeting with the management and discuss with our lawyers and also some of our international friends. If the need be, we need to come out peacefully. We are not coming to attack anyone, but peacefully to put God Almighty Allah has our lives. But when a person on earth threatens to do something harmful to you, let them know that anything happens to us, the Ali May will be responsible, because Ali is acting like he's the prime minister in our country, that no one should call any foreigners when even they are into something bad. This is what he has done. So we beg you, we hold all the calls. Tomorrow we'll take another 1 hour. And all of what we said today, tomorrow we'll tell you new things about Johnny Bambandi. On Monday again, we'll come back again, we'll let you know. And we'll have a meeting, we'll discuss it at the appropriate time that is necessary for us to come out in our numbers. We announce it to the Liberian people so that we all can peacefully come out. Either any of the institutions, we go there and talk to our officials that this is what has happened. So let the be in the know that this foreigner has said this to us, that if anything happens, they should be in the know. We are moving towards elections. We are in a critical period. I've talked about critical things in Liberia. And somebody that has come to this point to say they will do this, they will do that to me, it is not something for us to take lightly.
Okay, Sekou. Thank you so much. I decided to, just follow the show as you gave a historical background of the developments that you unveiled on today. Firstly, we want to say thank you also to our callers for following the discourse. We've entered another segment of the show. Remember, today is Thursday. Sekou can talk plenty. He wanted to steal the time of the other segment. I told him no. We have to do that segment. So it's good to be here to do the final segment of the program this evening. And this segment is called Road to the Presidency. Road to the Presidency. Like I promised the other day, we are trying as much as possible to, flavorize this segment, this Thursday segment that has to do with the road that leads to the Liberian presidency. Few months from now, some people are thinking that October is far, but I can assure you, with all of the activities characterizing our electoral processes, ranging from, voters registration, the launch of the civic and voters education, party registration process, candidates, all of those activities. Before you come to realize you are already in October. So October is not far. So we decided to, bring this segment as part of the show to help all of us know some of the qualities of leaders we want. Specifically, the presidency. I know the legislature, those that go there, they are equally important because they are our direct representatives, representing our interests at the level of the legislature. 3 branches. So, you will help me, I help you, we help us. We help Liberia make a good choice. So the road to the presidency will look at exclusively the qualities, the attributes, and some of the research we've been doing, at least we are getting some good information about, what qualities leaders should possess. So very shortly, I will open the phone lines to hear from you. But let me just give you two. I have with me, through my research, 24 qualities of a great leader and a great politician or president. 24 qualities of a great leader. Now, because of time and because we will be doing this program every Thursday as part of Issues of Today, we will take them at least 2 every day. 1 or 2 of those 24 qualities. I know there are lots and lots of qualities of a leader or a great leader, a great president. Lots and lots of them. But we managed to get 24 of those qualities. And I will go straight into, hopefully, the first 2 for us to listen to. After reading for you and telling you the first 2, I will open the phone lines and also listen to your judgment or listen to your suggestion. I'm not asking you whether Mr. Cummings, Senator Johnson, Magdala Cooper, President George Weah, or maybe Benona Ure, or the Vice President, whosoever. I'm not asking you whether they are great leaders. No. We are now preparing ourselves for October this year, the October 10 post. Why are we doing this? We are doing it because the young people are a majority. Even some of the older people do make mistakes in selecting leaders that will govern or steer the affairs of the state. So we have too many first-time voters. And some of these people at about this time, we believe that they are home. So we tailor this program in such a way that students whom first-time voters will also listen and get some level of education on how to make choices. So the very first quality I'm going to speak about this evening is called spiritual truth or spiritually true. Active and strong faith. By far and away from most important quality of president, the most important quality a president can have is a strong, abiding faith in God. Remember, I know we are in a modern society. Someone will say, why will you want to talk about someone who has a strong faith in God? But I can say to you, I watched an interview yesterday online. It was my very first time watching that interview. That was then President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. This international journalist asked her, you are going for your second term, and we see you in the international community seeking support from your partners, your friends. And there is this thing about, giving rights or signing a law that will give rights to other sexual practices aside from male and female as God created. She said no. She said, I'm not going to affix my signature to any document of such. And the journalist asked her for the second time. And in fact, this question was repeated for more than 4 times. She said, Africa has a traditional value. That value system cannot be changed by an individual simply because that individual is looking or searching for help in the international community. So I say this to say, in Liberia, there are other religions, but 2 that we know of are the Christians and Muslims. We also respect other people, maybe you're Buddhist or whatever, we respect you. But what we know to be as dominant religions in Liberia are the Christians and Muslims. So that's why you hear me say, spiritually true. Like I said, by far and away, by far and away, the most important quality a president can have is a strong, abiding faith in God. No greater preparation can a man have for the highest office. That's the highest office in the land, than to have been battle-tested and to have been found an overcomer and warrior in the realm of spiritual warfare. When a president is spiritually buoyant, he will have the necessary optimism and faith to impart the people, to give them the goodness and hope that is inherent in the dream of that country, Liberia. So that's the first thing. That's the very first thing. And I can say to you, there is no possibility for a president to be a great leader without a strong connection to God. Most often we listen to our religious people, let's fast and pray. The Muslims will say, let's go to the mosques. When they are going for their monthly fast and prayer, the Ramadan, the holy month of Ramadan, what do they say? Let's pray for Liberia. Let's pray for a good leadership. The Christians will do same. That's why we are saying our leaders should be spiritually inclined. Because if you don't have that thought, that background, that orientation, everything you do, yes, some may be political, or most of your decision will be political, but again, those decisions might not be guided by any spiritual principle. And what happens at the end of the day? People will cry. Your decisions will just be political, social, or from your own human thinking. And another character, quickly, before we can go to the lines so we can listen to you, is a leader or president should be strong in character. Very strong in character. You can't want the support of the people and then you have a bad character. You don't have a good reputation. You go on this side, someone is there speaking ill of you or bad about you. Someone is giving some kind of, account which is negative. If you don't have a good character as a leader, let me put it this way, folks, those that are coming to you, you should be asking them about their characters. Because the characters exhibited as just an ordinary citizen will be taken to either the presidency or the legislature. It's like a man and a woman entering a marriage. Whilst entering that marriage, there are things that remain unsettled. But the two people, because of quote unquote what they call love, they decided to enter that union without settling those bad things in the relationship. They refused to. So, with the thought that when we get married, these things will change. For instance, the man comes home drunk every day. And when he's drunk, you talk about it, he beats on you. He insults you, he disgraces you publicly. Then you say you're in love. You get into the marriage, thinking that the marriage or the wedding will change that attitude. No, it is not going to change. Same applies here. If the person has a bad character and comes to you to get your votes, say no. It is an absolute no. Because if the man or woman gets there, trust me, they are only going to multiply what they did in the past. Let's look for people who are strong in character. Strong in character. And character in this context also relates to the solidarity of the virtue, faith, and goodness at the core of an individual. You hearing it? In order for a society to be healthy and stable, it must first place a premium on character. Yes. Let's set the benchmark. If you don't reach it, you don't have to be there. You know, in our society, people come and say you won't be. Look, leadership is not meant for everybody. Or the highest post in the line of leadership is not meant for just anyone and everybody. No. There are some people who are meant to remain in the back. They are just good there. When you place them there, they perfect exactly what you gave them, what task you gave them to execute. They do it excellently. That's what they do. That's their calling. But as soon as you see someone in the background doing one or two works, for instance, at times when we come on this radio to say we have facts, and then we show you papers, we show you documents. At times we ourselves, not always, we ourselves don't do those research. We do have people either in the news department doing those research, and they come to us later with the findings. We sit and talk before we come on radio. Does it mean that those people in the newsroom who are doing the research should automatically come on radio and start to present the show when it is not their area? We say no. So the same applies here at the national level. There are some people who are just good at, playing their middle role. Remain just right in the middle. And they will coordinate things very well, perfectly. But as soon as you see them doing that, you say, but then they may can be senator. And then we start to push him, or we start to push her. The person gets elected. The first thing, they don't know their way out. I listened to one of my colleagues on the morning show. He was speaking of one of the lawmakers. He asked the lady, what kind of committee you on? The woman said to him, I think I need to go see on the paper. Just put me on that committee. But the committee has been operating ever since. And you've been going to committee meetings. You've been holding hearings as a committee. But up to date, you don't know the committee. Are you kidding me? In a 21st century, You don't know your committee that you are on. You have to go consult your chief of office staff or maybe your notes to inform the journalists what kind of committee you serve at the legislature. These are some of the things we're talking. So, we need people who are spiritually inclined, and we need people with good moral standing, good character. Let's put premium on that, on those two rather. If we do that, we are on our way to getting some good leaders. And some of these people who have character don't have money. Oh yes. Some of these people, absolutely, they are broke. Because in our society, people who have character, we don't have time for them. In the media, we can name some big brothers, some big guys. They stand for something. Where are they? They don't even, some of them don't even have bicycle like myself. Bicycle. You know? But yet, they are still maintaining their characters. Those are people we should look for in the political sphere of our country. I will open the phone lines. 0770 907 907. Those are just two of the 24 characters or characteristics of leaders that we should be looking for. 0880 907 907, 0770 907 907. You will be telling me as well, what will you be looking for in a leader? What will you be looking for? John Brown comes to you today. He has a tainted record. But because you are close to him, you call him your friend. You say you will vote for the man. And we help to put these people there. At the end of the day, you're the same person you call. You take phone and call me on radio and say, you are calling from the most abandoned district. But who voted for the man? Who canvassed for the person? You are the same person who did. Who do we blame for that? Ourselves. We take our very first caller. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, sir. You're live.
I'm T. Dowie Peters, calling from the Dubai Bell.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Okay, the issue on the discussion right now is very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
For me, the first pillar, which has to do with the spiritual life, I think it's important.
Okay.
Because if you don't have the spiritual feeling or connected to, maybe you won't have feeling for your people in the first place. In the second place, you will not have questions for what you're doing, whether wrong or not.
Mm-hmm.
So you must first put God first in your life. Even I'm a Christian.
Mm-hmm.
It happened in the Bible when Abraham was taking his leave from another land to reach to the promised land.
Mm-hmm.
It was from a clear mind, a character to obey God.
Okay.
So when he went by the instruction, because of believing God, it went well with him. Okay? Then I'll come to the character because of time.
Mm-hmm.
Character play more role in leadership. Because I got attached from the security background, much like the military background.
Okay.
I'm no longer a murderer man.
Okay, retired.
Something called 11 principles of leadership.
Okay.
If you study that on the 11 principles of leadership, much like the commissioner officer,
Mm-hmm.
I got two that I really love. Set example. A low common, but it's a wide range.
Mm-hmm.
The eight in the middle there, almost to the end, is to know the task is understood, silver, and accomplished.
Okay.
Every on that path, the example I said, it has to do with character. So I can be a rogue, and I expect when I see then I set my ornament to not see.
That's
but
correct.
If I set silly, meaning if my ornament want to see the action, that's the example I said, will be taken. No matter you my friend or my brother, I'm going to take that action in because it's not my character. It is not my character.
Yes, of course.
And loving my friend as a human can, I should be able to hear and understand all distress. That's a character that I'm going to go by. Meaning, every human being is equal in the eyes of God. So my character, I built all the time is not to get involved with what not belong to me.
Okay, which is
not
correct.
Not to fight somebody because I don't want to be fight.
Okay.
And then to what? Be a lawyer about it. But you can't find anybody like this in this time because if you try, you will just live a people life. Nobody wants to count you anywhere around, my brother. So thank you for the show. Have a good day.
Thank you so much for your contribution as well. Good evening. Thanks for joining us.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. You're live.
I'm Tomo Broderick. I call from the 17th of the city.
Go ahead, Chief.
A leader must be someone who have passion for God and passion for people.
Okay.
A leader must be someone whom are led by the Spirit of God to do the right thing.
Okay.
Because when God's Spirit leading you, are bound to do the right thing. A leader must be one whom will always be in the council of godly people. A leader is one who fear God. This is the character of leader that Spirit of God revealed to me for the president.
And there are scriptures as part of what we have. We do have several scriptures to that.
Yeah, like what I'm led by the Spirit of God. The president must love God with his whole heart, his whole soul, his whole mind. The president must the people as of himself, regardless of political affiliation, religion, tribe, or disability. The president must lead the people in a way pleasing to God, that God himself will be pleased with his type of leadership activities. In all the president way, the president must acknowledge God, and God will direct his path. The president must walk in the council of godly people, not ungodly people.
Okay.
The president must guide himself in the law of the law. Therein he must meditate day and night. These are some of the good character of a good leader that will lead the nation in righteousness, that the people will rejoice and the nation will be blessed and prosper.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I hope, hello. We lost that caller. You can call back 07709079077. What are those qualities? Well, I just gave you two of those qualities, but I'm asking you now, in addendum to what I have stated, what are the qualities of, the leaders that we want in our country as we go towards election? Remember, this program is called Road to the Presidency. We are all setting the stage for us all. Good evening.
Hello.
Hello, sir. You are live on the show.
Thank you very much for your program. I commend you for this program.
Okay.
This is why our country today is hardly to be changed. Why recently we are hearing about Tanzania? Before you become senator or representative to any leadership, you have to go to the leadership study. The character you're talking about is what will make you a leader. You don't come with $5 in your pocket. At the end of the 2-3 days, you go home for $1 million.
All right.
$1 million will not belong to you alone, it's for everybody. But Liberia, one thing that we have here, as you talk about, leaders have to be very, very, very courageous and religious person. The constitution of this country is okay, but implementation. We do implement our laws. People in the house already depend on brand envelope. So as you say, the good man in the corner, but because you don't get money. Thank you very much for your program.
Thank you
we
so
need
much.
to choose leaders to have God fearing.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you too for calling this evening. Another caller is on the line. Good evening. Oh, I lost you. Let's take another caller. Hello.
Hello, Emmanuel.
Hello, sir.
This is DJ Lumes from Kowa.
Go ahead, Mr. Lumes.
Mother, thank you very much. Umbrella or leader should be a God-fearing person. Or leader should pick and choose. The first thing, where the thing can start from, Emmanuel, can start from the home. When the father or the mother begin to pick and choose among the children, the leadership that the same thing you do. When the child steals in the house, but you love that child so much, you say, oh, the first time, or that small child. You know, the mother, maybe the mother want to discipline, or the father want, no, Lee, the first time, let them win. That thing is getting in the child. The first time the child do it, discipline that child, that where the child know, he or her get to know that where he or her did is that.
Okay.
But when you pardon him or pardon her, you're growing with her or you're growing with him. So it comes to the national scene.
All right.
When you as a leader, you come and you put yourself first. Instead of you putting yourself last, you want to put yourself first, you always be corrupt. The corruption starts at home. Just like saying sometimes when the child can really eat, you send a child might say, or the mother says, go measure 2 cups of rest. Because they want to eat for the God of food, they measure 3 cups. Right there, that place the stealing starts from. If you do stop it, they get within the child. When they get to leadership, or they become minister today or tomorrow, what's going to come for the government that the government for to benefit from? They will feel that it's so plenty for the government, but they alone should take the big share of it and get the government small. At the end of the day, the people begin to cry, then they say the president. And the president too should be the one to love the law of the land. It could be your brother, your sister. Somebody did it to your own. And people got to say, oh, but don't got to be afraid. But when you come out and then you start to pick and choose, cherry picking, then men will steal. But because you love him or because you're your friend, then you don't treat him bad or you don't send it to the Lord for the Lord to treat him to take a course. But when John Paul see, then you want to react on John. But you leave him Paul because you love Paul, you don't love John. That's a bad leadership. Today I always reference Tanzania. When John Magufuli got into power, he said, if you love me, you will love the people of Tanzania, they really love me. You see here, Jesus said, you are not my brother are the one that will follow me and do the way of me.
Okay.
So it's not much that you can't do it. People coming from here, when they come in from here, you go somewhere, you will leave your district, you go places like grandpas or grandchildren and go forth. At the end of the day, when people choose who they want to choose, because they get their money, then you can say, I call for another district. Our whole Liberia should change from this thing, and we should love one another and love our country. Thank you very much for the program, my brother.
Thank you for calling us well, DJ Lomax. Road to the Presidency on Voice of Liberia. The program is Issues of Today. Well, when people are now honest and they are giving power, you know some of the things that happen. Let me quote Harry S. Truman. He is the 33rd President of the great United States of America. He says, an honest public servant cannot become rich in politics. I say that. An honest public servant cannot become rich in politics. He can only attain greatness and satisfaction by what? Service. Okay? What's happening? Are we doing it here? I think this is vice versa. In Africa, Liberia particularly. Another caller is on the line. Sorry, I missed your call. You can call me on 0770907907. Well, and tell me, what are those characteristics of, the kinds of leaders that we want in Liberia, either the presidency or those going to the legislature? Another caller on the line. Thanks for joining us.
Good evening, Chief.
Hello and welcome.
Thank you. My name is Matthew Wenyu. I joined a conversation from a New Jersey resident representing the district number 13.
Go ahead, Chief.
Let me first commend you for the talking point this evening, Chief. A true leaders are ones who direct its people in a positive direction. A true leaders are ones who strategize True leaders are ones who create avenue for job activities. True leaders are ones who live and work by the will and pleasure of its people. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Well, in truth, the president that we want must be a complete man, one who is unified in mind and spirit, and who has a dynamic, holistic understanding of life and a broad vision for freedom, a broad vision for growth, a broad vision for development, a broader vision to fight corruption, a broader vision. So these are the things we continue to talk to influence the judgment of people. It is designed, this program Road to the Presidency, it is deliberately designed to help our electorates make an informed decision, a guided decision. Because we've been crying so long, 170 plus years, we keep singing the same songs. So this is a deliberate effort that we've embarked on to shift the way we think. Let me take this caller. You've been on the line. Thank you for holding on. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I say, will you calling from Race Momentum?
Please speak a little louder.
I say, will you calling from Race Momentum?
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Ulayu.
Yes, it coming election, the president that we won't vote for, if Allah agree, God agree, the one that will come to see our interests, like the way the Liberian people are selling Wawa, selling Tubatu, selling Cement, Liberia business, they are doing it. What we're supposed to do, they're doing it. And no politician there talking about it now. Only they talking about the one power, the one that affecting we are the common people, our market, they have to buy from view for 40,000 UL to open store. We know area when they open it now, then they go buy 2 by 2 Wawa, they put in their store, then they sell it building material store. Then which are the business will do? And if the politicians they are not talking A, then they believe like me and one that would see our interest. When April we are good for the second time, when you hear me tonight, like more people cry on that one. When you say that the people cry while the leader there and the politician they're not hearing them. I don't know they can listen to the radio or what, the one that to become president. Local silent that come in, they know all about it. They can't talk about that one.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. We'll take another caller. Thank you for calling. We're talking about, what you want to see in people that are coming to ask for our votes. Good evening.
How are you, my brother?
I'm fine, thank you, sir. Hope you're doing well tonight.
I know I'm Ayuba Escano calling from Broad Street.
Go ahead, Chief.
My man, I know our line manager and your door show the way you said that set on my eye. Tears set on my eye. I'm feeling for the country. I'm on the brain, but I'm shedding tears now. I'm laying down. If I'm on the board, I'm discouraged. I'm getting discouraged about the country, my brother. Look at the Indian project, 100+ year country. We can't boast on nothing. We can't boast on nothing. So shameful. Go surround our surrounding country now. Go Africa, go Afghanistan, go Sierra Leone, go Ghana, go Nigeria. Liberia is one of the oldest countries.
What's happening? What's happening to us?
Thank you. I love that joke. I love it. When you say, what happened to all? Let's be asking ourselves. Look at where our country is going now. Look at the so-called rate. The young generation will take on the country tomorrow. Look at it today. Amen, my brother.
Okay,
Sometimes I ask myself, where is our pastor, our reverend, our imam, where are they? All of them, they get impact. Where are we heading to in this country? Look at the drugs breakdown. People die every day. Where are we heading to? I want to get president. Allah, the leader give it the one they come in election. It must be God fearful, I beg Allah. Because if Allah ma or la brought our way, my brother, we will mean that until the war will end.
Thank you.
We have to stay our knee in the mosque and church and pray for the nation for God to give us leader. Is that our will? Because we leave our heart, we go stay online and go put nonsense and come back and start causing God.
Thank you.
God bless you. Bless your family. Thank you.
Amen. Thank you so much. Do have a God-blessed night as well, you and your family. This part of this research material that I have, I love it. It says, in truth, the president must be a complete man. A complete man. 100%. I know it is very hard to achieve 100% perfection. That's why scripture says, no, not one is perfect. So we are, striving toward the attainment of perfection. So, in truth, the president must be a complete man. At least, man, maybe 80, 90%. But sometimes we can fall far below the threshold. Very far. Very, very far. I mean, what's happening? So, one who is unified in mind, that complete man, is someone who is unified in mind. You must be a unifier. Is unified in mind and spirit, and who has a dynamic, holistic understanding of life and a broad vision for development, for freedom, for the forward march of the country. We'll take 2 more calls before going home. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, sir. You're live. Let's hear you. What are those things you want to see in John Brown, who is coming to your community to tell you wear my T-shirt, and after that on October 10th go stand in the queues, and go cast your ballot for me?
Thank you very much. This is Sekou Fofana. I'm calling from Baje Faji. The question you are asked is very general, but let me ask this. God can change no bad situation. I say you prepare to change.
I like that.
So long we have big sentiment, love for the song, but not for love for the country. The country will always remain like this. And what you talk about, you ask me question, the person I want for the person to be president is this. I will vote you based on your track record. What you have done for the country, but and not because of sentiment, because I love you or majority love you, but I will just vote you for the contribution of the country, what you are selling our country. But if you can't give me money, and you have a good person there, I'll look at you and vote you. If I put in power, what do you get for you again? You not get nothing for me, and I get nothing for you. Because you pay me, you buy my vote.
Okay.
But if we not change ourselves, God will not change our situation.
Thank you so
we
much.
Get the kind of mentality to say, oh, you give me money, I vote for you, I send my bread everywhere. If you vote for a wrong person, you will feel it. Majority make decision, everybody will suffer. So thank you for having me on.
Thank you so much as well. I like your point. Our final caller is on the line. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, sir. I'm fine. Thank you for joining us as our final caller. From where you call and what's your name?
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank God I went through. I'm the last caller. Let me appreciate you for the topic on the discussion. For me, my name is Jeremiah J. Ko. I call from Loki Tambo. I'm a resident of Broadway, station number 17. My brother, thank you very much. Let me say, for me, it is only one thing that supersedes everything.
And what is that?
In my mind, I would like to see a leader, and which is the fear of God. That's just all. It supersedes everything. The Bible says the fear of the Lord is the beginning
of wisdom.
So you see, if we have leaders that will fear God, they will have wisdom to lead God's people. You understand? And the reason I say this too, all of our leaders say 1847. Nobody have ever thought that because the employer is not paying tax, that's the reason why we are not understanding our budget. We don't understand our money in this country. A killing Liberia. America is paying tax. No leader, all of the pastors, the bishop, to stay evil leader to tell them this thing. One day you can hear Labro
donate all our money to all our country. We will not receive it. Blessed is the hand that gave it than the hand that receive. No leader, because we don't have fear for God. That's the reason why we don't have wisdom to these things.
Okay.
So now,
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for calling. There is no possibility for a president to be a great leader without a strong connection to God, because without God, an individual is left out with his own resources and strength, which are not even adequate to running his own life to full potential, let alone the whole nation. Well, with that, we like to go home. We will continue to talk about, qualities of good leaders that we want. Let's not listen to the rhetorics. Let's not be carried by the 1 or 2 bags of rice they will bring. Let's not be carried by the T-shirts that they will bring for us to wear. Let's not be carried because this guy is my kinsman, or, maybe 2 of us, we are resemble, or we speak the same dialect, we are from the same village, or we graduated from the same school. All of those are not basis on which you give someone national power. National power. You should look at the character of that person. The character matters. And also consider whether this person has a connection with the Almighty God. You listen to one of the callers who said, the fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. It's the beginning of wisdom. So, you don't get no fear. You're not scared of God. You can do anything. Anything you want to do, you do it. You think you get wisdom? You think God will get time for you? There are too many, things people can say. Too many things God busy with sometimes too. So when you want to misbehave, you want to go far, or you want act foolish, God says, okay, you can be there. I'm busy somewhere else. The day you get ready, you can come back to me. I'm God. I will still forgive you and make your nation prosperous. Many thanks for joining us tonight. My name is Emmanuel Davis. But sincerely, I wanted to say this. Sincerely, some of the same people calling today, hey, we want a leader. Hey, the leader should get A, the leader should get B, blah, blah, blah. These are some of the same people who will be making the very wrong decisions that we are talking about today. Trust me. Some are just pretending because they are on national radio. Some are just pretending. They will take these same old decisions that we've been taking, and then call back tomorrow, call back the after tomorrow, blah, 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 blah. But the news comes on in just a minute or 2. My name is Emmanuel Davis, wishing you a lovely day.